Okay, now the NFP wants a provincial level funeral for Mgilija Nhleko, who was a commander of the Zulu regiments and who passed away earlier this week. The party is calling on KwaZulu-Natal Premier Sihle Zikalala to honor Nhleko, who's being buried tomorrow. I'm now joined by Canaan Mdletshe, who is NFP's Secretary General. Mr. Mdletshe, good afternoon. Thank you for your time. Why do you want a provincial level type funeral for Mgilija Nhleko?
Afternoon, Dan, and to the viewers. For us, it's a simple reason. Nhleko displayed a sort of a quality leadership in ensuring that the Zulu royal family is protected, the Zulu nation is protected. Because as a commander of Amabutho, Nhleko played a critical role in ensuring that His Majesty the King, our late King Zwelithini, and other kings are protected, because as a commander, Nhleko was what we can call in isiZulu, he was eNCA yenkosi. So wherever the king goes, it must be the people like Nhleko who lead the Amabutho to make sure that they're the ones who arrive first.
Does your request meet the requirements in terms of what is prescribed for such funerals?
It does, because Nhleko does not only preserve the culture of the Zulu party, made sure that the province of KwaZulu-Natal is respected across the globe, because everyone knows about KwaZulu-Natal merely because we've got the people like Nhleko who have ensured that our tradition, our culture is respected globally. And also he made sure, Nhleko was one of the people who you might call a leader, not only a leader, but someone who ensured that KwaZulu-Natal as a province is known across the globe, but also he made sure that the Zulu nation is respected globally. And that's why when he led Amabutho during King Zwelithini's funeral, he made sure that he did everything accordingly and ensured that every bit of culture and tradition is respected and is preserved by everyone who attended the funeral of our late.
I understand that he's being buried tomorrow. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Why did you leave it to this late stage to make your request to the Premier of the province, Sihle Zikalala, for provincial honours to be preferred to Nhleko during his funeral? I mean, it's tomorrow. Surely there's a process that it must be followed?
No, definitely there is a process. As the organisation, then will understand that you assume that Premier Sihle Zikalala as a Zulu person and as someone who's also a cultural individual in his own right, will understand, will respect, will take it upon himself to make sure that whether the family does request or not, or anybody else does request, he will take it upon himself to write to the president and request.
Haven't you left it too late, rather? I mean, because to plan a provincial official funeral, you can't just do it in 24 hours. It's even less than 24 hours. Your call is coming today, unless I'm wrong.
No, definitely, you are quite correct. It's a little bit too late, but we feel that it's doable. Because, as I'm saying, that Premier Sihle Zikalala is a Zulu. He knows the culture and the tradition, and he respected Induna Mgilija for his role as a commander of Amabutho. And we're hoping, maybe we took it for granted, but we're hoping that the Premier will take it upon himself to ensure that Induna Nhleko is given a respect that he deserves.
Have you been in touch with the Premier's office?
I must mention then that Induna Nhleko was not just an Induna to us. He was also a card-carrying member of the NFP.
So that is why you are calling for this, because he's a member of your party.
Yeah, definitely, he's a member of our party. He served on our dispute resolution committee. That's why we are calling for him to be honoured in such a way. But
there's nothing. There's nothing. You don't have to defend yourself here. There's nothing wrong. It's a point I'm making that for you as a party, there's a relevance that he's a member of the party, but also you want him to be respected at that elevated level of his contribution to the Zulu nation.
That's correct, yes.
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait and find out, but I will put to you that you've left it too late. You could have made this noise a little bit earlier. That might have helped the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Sihle Zikalala, to follow the process and conclude it. But good luck to you. We'll have to wait and see what happens tomorrow. What time is the burial? What time is the funeral service?
The funeral service starts exactly at 10 o'clock, and he will be laid to rest at 1 p.m.
Okay, thank you for that information and good luck for your call. Let's see, and here we'll find out, from Sihle Zikalala's office, if KwaZulu-Natal will proffer a provincial level type of a funeral for the late Mgilija Nhleko, who was a commander of the Zulu regiments. Many of us saw him in action a few months ago during the planting, ahead even of the planting of the late Zulu King Goodwill Zwelithini.